Okay, so here's the thing we're not considering.
Okay.
We're always like, Selena can't be the best assassin. What if all the other assassins legitimately suck?
Okay, and we have started recording.
Chapter. That's exactly what I was talking about that loud at the beginning. Chapter 17. What happened in the last chapter? Oh, yes. It was just Nehemia going down.
They go at breakfast, and then it's moonlight, and they're back at breakfast.
And no one comments on the fact that it's moonlight.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 17. K.O. knew Selena was in a foul mood without even having to speak to her. Actually, he hadn't dared to speak to her since before the ball had started. Oh, that's right, she's on guard duty.
Right.
Other than to position her outside on the patio, hidden in the shadows of a pillow.
Hidden?
In the shadows.
I really don't get why the king uses her as a guard. I really do not get it.
Maybe we have this all wrong. We all think she's guarding someone. Maybe all the other guards are guarding everyone else from her.
They just gotta know where she's at.
But also, they have to know where she's at. Maybe the king's doing something, and since he doesn't trust Selena, he's like, I need her someplace specifically. Put her in the... Let's host a whole ball just to get Selena distracted.
That'd be pretty good. That would be pretty good.
A few hours in the winter night would cool her down. From his spot inside, tucked into an alcove near the servants' entrance, he could keep an eye on the glittering hall in front of him, as well as the assassins standing just outside the towering balcony doors. Not that he didn't trust her, M-dash, but having Selena in one of these moods always made him on edge too.
Nice.
She was currently leaning against the pillow, arms crossed, M-dash not hiding in the shadows as he told her to. He could see the tendrils of her breath curling in the night air.
But what's the point of having guards at this ball? I guess you don't want to scare all the patrons. I guess you might want your guards to be discreet.
The moonlight glittering off the hilt of one of the daggers she wore at her side. The ballroom had been decorated in hues of white and glacial blue, with swathes of silk floating from the ceiling and ornate glass bubbles hanging between. It was something of a winter dream, and it was in honor of Holland, of all people. A few hours of entertainment and a small fortune spent on a boy who was currently sulking on his little glass throne, shoving sweets down his throat as his mother smiled at him. Everyone is so judgy as Holland. How would you walk a mile in his shoes? He's got a brother who wants to beat him up on every corner. There's all these events his parents are forcing him to go to that he just isn't built for.
I'm sure he has an emotionally distant father.
A mother who smothers him.
Yep.
That's why he's like that. He was squozen in too much as a child.
Ah!
Dropped? Nah, they never put me down.
Elf sounding baby.
He'd never tell Dorian, but... I just realized what he said. But K.O. dreaded the day when Holland would grow into a man. A spoiled little child was easy enough to deal with, but a spoiled, cruel leader would be another matter entirely. Just kill him now.
No! He's 10!
He hoped that between him and Dorian, they could check whatever corruption was already rotting away in Holland's heart. First off, being a dick to him and wanting to beat him up
isn't going to help him change anything. How would you try being good role models? Invite him to do things and, see things your way. You don't beat it out of him.
Yeah. M-dash. Once Dorian ascended to the throne, are you planning for the king to die soon, or is the king really older?
Well, generally the sons do outlive the fathers.
Well, yeah, but it seems like if he's 10, that means he'll be 20 in 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Is Dorian expected to be on the throne by then? Or before then, so that they can check the rot? Unless the king could be ancient and grizzled.
It's true. We don't really know.
We know remarkably little about the king, as it turns out.
Yeah. That's all you need to know.
And this is the all-knowing, and I'm the reader, I should know more. The L was on the dance floor, busting it out on the dance floor.
The air, as in
Dorian.
Oh, okay.
Fulfilling his obligation to court and crown by dancing with whatever ladies demanded his attention, which, not surprising, was almost all of them. It also seems that these men have a really low regard for, like, any woman who wants Selena. And they seem fine with Nehemia, too. So it's like, if you're not a main character woman, these men just
Well, you say
don't
they seem
like
fine with Nehemia. They haven't really done anything with Nehemia.
I said, yeah, we don't know. They haven't done much with Nehemia. But with all these courtesans, it seems very much like, oh, these women suck. They're, grabbing for my attention. I just want Selena, so.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't like, brother.
Another thing to dislike.
Another maybe potential red sign. Hey, Selena, I think all these women around me, lame. But you?
You?
Let me smash, please. Whatever. Dorian played his role well and smiled throughout the waltzes. Actually, their dialogue is like that because they're actually meant for each other. That's why they dislike all these other women. Selena's built different because she's the MC.
Yeah.
A graceful and competent partner, never once complaining or turning any lady away. The dance finished, Dorian bowed to his partner, and before he could take one step, another courtier was curtsying in front of him. Hey, at least these women are efficient. Like, they know how to get in and get out.
He doesn't have to wait.
Yeah, they'll make
He doesn't even have a moment to be like, oh, I'm free, and then get, like, his hopes dashed. Mm-hmm. He just knows. Boom, boom, boom.
Look down, look up. What are you? You're still on the dance floor with a new woman.
With a woman your woman could be like.
If K.O. had been in Dorian's shoes, he would have winced. But the prince just grinned, took the lady's hand, and swept her around the floor. Maybe because Dorian's shoes are tight and pretty? That's why he'd be wincing?
Yeah.
K.O. glanced outside again and straightened. Selena wasn't at the pillow.
Dude, you failed your job. You had one job.
Well, he got lost looking at his boyfriend, okay? Can you blame him? He's already incompetent, but can you blame him for this?
Yeah, I can. So can the king.
Selena wasn't at the pillow. He stifled a snarl. Tomorrow, they were going to have a nice, long chat about the rules and consequences of abandoning posts while on guard duty. A rule that
literally wasn't in her contract.
A rule that he was also breaking, he realized, as he slipped from the alcove and out the door that had been left ajar to allow fresh air into the toasty ballroom. See, here's the
security
thing.
risk.
He's supposed to be like the commander. It seems like he shouldn't be stationed in like one spot. It seems like he should be on the move.
One would kind of think.
Because he's like in charge of the whole like guarding operation.
Uh-huh.
Instead, he's just stuck in one spot.
Mm-hmm. Short-staffed.
Oh, yeah, remember we talked about, like, 25 of his best men quitting or something? I said that earlier.
Oh, I forgot. Unsurprisingly.
Man, you never remember anything I say.
Nope.
Where the hell had she gone? Perhaps she'd actually taken some sign of trouble? M-dash. Not that there'd ever been an attack on the palace, and not that anyone would be as foolish enough to try doing a royal ball.
Yeah, no one's brave enough to throw stones.
No one's brave enough. But he still put a hand on the hilt of his sword and approached the columns at the top of the stairs leading down into the frosted garden. She'd been standing right here, and M-dash. Chaos spotted her. Well, she'd certainly abandoned her post, but not to face some potential threat. K.O. crossed his arms. Selena had left her post to dance. The music was loud enough that it reached them out here, and at the foot of the steps, Selena waltzed with herself. She even held the edge of her dark cloak in one hand as if it was the skirts of a ball ground. Her other hand poised in the air with an invisible partner. Why can't she just be lame in this one way and just do a little shuffle dance by the pillow, you know? Like, she doesn't have to waltz. Let her just do the hanky-panky.
She can do the hanky-panky.
Can she have that stanky leg, you know? You don't know what the stanky leg is?
No, I do not.
I'll show it to you afterwards. Trust me, it will blow your mind. He didn't know if he should laugh, yell, or just go back inside and pretend he'd never seen it. She turned, an elegant sweeping motion that brought her to face him and halted. Well, the last option was no longer a possibility. Laughter or yelling, then, though neither felt appropriate now. Even in the moonlight he could see her scowl. "I'm bored to tears and nearly dead with cold," she said, dropping her cloak. I guess they don't believe in properly outfitting people for the weather.
We knew this earlier,
Where's
though.
the OSHA?
They've got no mittens.
Oh, that's right. And he remained atop the stairs, watching her. "And it's your fault," she went on, stuffing her hands into her pockets. "You made me come out here, and someone left the balcony door open so I could hear all that lovely music." The waltz was still playing.
It's your fault.
Filling the frozen air around them with sound. So you should really reconsider who's to blame. It's like putting a starving man in front of a feast and telling him not to eat. Which, by the way, you actually did when you made me go to that state dinner. She was babbling. Her face was dark enough for him to know she was beyond mortified that he caught her. He bit his lip to keep from smiling and walked down the 4 steps to the gravel path of the garden. Did you want to say anything?
I don't need to say anything. I just think this whole dancing thing is ridiculous. And sure, I guess she can get mortified, but like, aren't they supposed to be friends? But their friendship is so insecure.
We should make a chatbot that we build off of our comments on Throne of Glass, so that whenever we read something, we can just click a button, and it can just say what we would have said anyways.
It wouldn't be hard.
"You're the greatest assassin in Aurelia, and you can't stand to watch for you can't stand to watch for a few
Literally.
hours. I don't stand watch. When I'm standing still, I'm looking. It's not the same. "What's there to watch?" she hissed. "Couples sneaking out to fondle each other between the hedges? Or His Royal Highness dancing with every eligible maiden?" "You're jealous?" She barked a laugh. "No! Gods, no! But I can't say it's particularly fun to watch him or watch any of them enjoying themselves. I think I'm more jealous of that giant buffet that no one is touching." Again, talking like connecting Selena with like food, maybe. I like the idea of a little bit of disordered eating. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Although again, maybe that's I don't know. Maybe in this situation, I'd be saying that.
I feel like a lot of people would say that. In books.
That's like in books. He chuckled and glanced up the stairs to the patio and the ballroom doors beyond. He could be back inside. He should be back inside already. But here he was, towing the line he couldn't stay away from. That's not what towing the line means. But
he's already left the line.
Yeah.
Towing the line, he would have been in there still, just grudgingly.
He managed to stay on this side of... let's see. He'd managed to stay on this side of it last night, even though seeing her cry during Raina Goldsmith's song had stirred him so bone deep, it was like he'd found a part of him he hadn't even realized was missing.
Oh, boo-hoo.
He'd made them run an extra mile this morning. With what time? Wasn't she with Nehemia?
Good point.
I guess it could be...
Before breakfast. He also could have been referring to his men.
Oh, yeah, we don't know who them is, really. he'd made them run an extra mile this morning, not to punish her for it, but because he couldn't stop thinking about the way she'd looked in front of him.
That's creepy. All right, what page?
133. Chaos. They carried him to a kitchen chair. They
possessiveness.
Carried his throne. They carried his hair.
Objectification of a woman.
Also, he's exercising his power over her with controlling the runner, just so he can look at her more.
Yeah, that was the objectification.
Ew. She sighed loudly and studied the moon. It was so bright it drowned out the stars. And yet, you needed to say, even in the moonlight, he could see her face. It seems like it should be pretty easy to see her face with this kind of moon.
Wow, if the moon's drowning out the stars like that, yeah.
Drowning out the stars? What is this moon? A mini sun? What the fuck?
Gay little sun.
It was so bright it drowned out the stars. Who's talking? I heard the music and I just wanted to dance for a few minutes. To just ... forget everything for one waltz and pretend to be a normal girl. So, M-. She glared at him now. M-. Go ahead and snarl and snap at me about it. What will be my punishment? 3 extra miles tomorrow? An hour of drills? The rack?
Terrible news, Selena. Normal girls don't dance waltzes. That's like rich and noble girls.
Well, yeah, but the whole normal girls are rich and noble. You know, that's the normal. And then you have all the peasants.
I'm breaking the news to her.
Singing and dancing and shopping, dancing and shopping and seeing one's friends, you know?
Yeah.
Normal girl stuff.
Normal girl stuff.
And seeing one's friends. There was a sort of bleak bitterness in her words that didn't sit well with him. And yes, they would have a conversation about abandoning their posts. But right now, M-, right now, ... Chaos stepped up to the line.
Right now.
Dance with me.
You interrupted the statement to just...
And held out his...
Would you stop?
You stop!
I'm trying to
No, you stop! Just a moment! Chaos stepped up to the line. Dance with me, he said, and held out his hand to her. You may speak.
Did you finish the chapter?
No, I finished the section.
I've forgotten.
You were talking about interrupting a sentence.
Oh, yes. He had an M- to interrupt a thought with the same thought that was not finished. Anyways.
That sounds like me when I'm just yapping. Section break. But me yapping...
This is not stream of consciousness book.
Literally. Okay, Selena It's a section break to change POVs. Selena stared at Kale's outstretched hands.
That's okay.
What? The moonlight caught in his golden eyes.
What?
Selena stared at Kale's outstretched hands. The moonlight caught in his golden eyes, set them shimmering. Don't you understand?
I'm offering to dance with you. I don't want to dance with you.
Everything. Because when he'd said it, it hadn't been the way Dorian had asked her to dance at the Your Maas ball. That had been merely an invitation. But this, ... his hand remained reaching towards her.
So how is this not an invitation? Like, not merely an invitation.
She said.
Okay, we do need to know what she said.
Things are different now. Again.
We do need to know what she says.
Not important. Okay.
We don't need to know, apparently.
So go back. His hand is still reaching toward her. As far as I recall, she said, lifting her chin, at your Maas, I asked you to dance, and you flat out refused me. You said it was too dangerous for us to be seen dancing together. Things are different now. Again, another layered statement she couldn't begin to sort through now.
Now
She's
you're the
not
king's champion,
I'm not a
known
contestant.
assassin, and there's definitely not a good number of people who might be interested in causing you harm or having power over you, and who might theoretically go, hey, she cares about this lackluster guard captain. But continue.
Her throat tightened, and she looked at his extended hand, flecked with calluses and scars.
Flecked with
They
calluses.
dared say the past tense version of my girl's name in this book.
I'm objecting to the flecked description of calluses. Calluses don't fleck your hand. They're in very specific points from wear and contact. Also, where's he getting these scars from? He's just bad at swordplay?
Bad at swordplay. I don't know. Maybe he just nicks himself with his.
Time.
He wiggles.
He whittles.
Poorly. But
He just
not
wants to
very
be good at it by the time he's in a resting home.
Yeah, just whittle a little. His whittling skills will finally hone, and he can pwn all his friends at the retirement home.
The retirement home.
Dance with me, Selena, he said again.
He demanded.
Oh, wait, hold on. Dance with me, Selena, he said again, his voice rough. When her eyes found
wasn't just inviting, he was demanding.
She forgot about the cold and the moon and the glass palace looming above them, the secret library and the king's plans, and Mort and Elena faded into nothing.
Ugh.
She took his hand, and there was only the music and chaos. His fingers were warm.
What page? What page?
1, 3, 4.
Again, this is primary under possessiveness. Most of this is possessiveness.
What is the possessiveness?
Possessiveness,
You just said his voice was rough. He wasn't being possessive. It just didn't sound very friendly.
She did not agree to his initial offer, and his response was to
Things are different
say
now.
it again, to request again in a rougher manner.
Oh, yeah. Dance with me. Sorry, he's the one I should have made grunting. Dance with me, princess.
What's the word I'm looking for the second problem? Possessiveness. I don't quite want to say refusal of rejection, because it's not quite what it was. She hadn't rejected, she just didn't say yes, and then he demanded.
I'm a woman.
Okay, continue.
Okay, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this
His
sentence?
warm hand.
His fingers were warm, even through his gloves. Did he take his gloves off to hold his hand out to her? Did he put his gloves back on? Because it said his hands were scarred and calloused.
Finger gloves. He actually uses a Wattpad.
Finger gloves, so his fingers are gloved, but his palms aren't?
Yes. He's an art person.
Okay, let me see.
Really?
Yeah.
OMG, another time it was not edited. It clearly says he's got
It says
we pointed out the flecking of calluses.
She looked at his extended hand, flecked with calluses and scars. His fingers were warm, even through his gloves.
Oh my goodness, this is honestly disgusting that now twice in 2 chapters back to back, it's disgusting that this has made it into a public book. Like Bloomsberry, what are they doing?
Bloomsberry, you've let me down.
It seems like a pretty sucky publishing house if they let stuff like this slip through.
Man, just wait till you read a Colleen Hoover. I don't know.
I don't know who Colleen Hoover is.
She's just a vital. The things I've
who
heard,
also publishes with Bloomsberry?
I don't know. The things I've heard of Colleen Hoover, of all the things people have criticized her for, it's never been at least that I remember, her text actively contradicts itself significantly in 2 paragraphs, so. Sorry, whatever. I'm sorry. I just got distracted about thinking about something else. I'm sure you're used to it by now, okay? I talked about calling Hoover. Shoot me. Whatever.
Anyways, I'm once again frustrated.
He slid his other hand around her waist as she braced one of hers on his arm. She looked up at him, and when he began to move, a slow step, then another, and another, easing into the steady rhythm of the waltz. He stared back at her, neither of them smiling, somehow beyond smiling at that moment.
Beyond smiling at that moment?
The waltz built louder, faster.
Are they frowning? Are they scowling? Are they open? Are they agog?
I thought this had a steady rhythm, but now it's faster. Interesting.
It's a rough waltz. I don't know if you know how to waltz. It's generally not a foxtrot.
And Kale steered her into it, never fumbling. It says the steady rhythm. Okay, I guess if your rhythm is consistently getting faster, maybe it could still be considered a steady rhythm. If it's like...
It's still stupid.
Still stupid. Her breathing turned uneven, and she couldn't look away from him, couldn't stop dancing. The moonlight and the garden and the golden glow from the ballroom blurred together, now miles away. We'll never be a normal boy and a normal girl, will we? She managed to say. No,
oh, boo-hoo.
He breathed, the eyes blazing. We won't.
I feel like time frame wise, they should be considered men and women. I feel like they would also refer to themselves as such. And not.
Well, she's only 18, so I still refer to myself as a girl when I was 18.
Yeah, but like this is fantasy time period. People are considered adults and like out on their own earlier. I find it ridiculous for her to refer to them as like, we'll never be a normal girl and boy.
And then the music exploded around them. And
into machine gun fire. Enemy fighter planes flying and bombing the glass castle.
While you were studying salt mines, this is Nehemiah's peoples, by the way. While you were studying salt mines, we were studying aerodynamics.
The way of the air.
The way of the airplane.
Gatling guns.
We were studying World War II. The king. World War what?
World War what?
The music exploded around them, and K.R. took her with it, spinning her so that her cloak fanned out around her. Each step was flawless, lethal, like the first time they sparred together so many months ago. She knew...
Can I just say... He's got to be a really good leader, and she has to be a really good dancer. It's very hard to dance with someone you haven't danced with before. Just putting that out there.
As someone who has a little bit of the know on it, she knew his every move, and he knew hers, as though they'd been dancing this waltz together all their lives. Faster,
really stupid.
Never faltering, never breaking her stare. The rest of the world quieted into nothing in that moment. After 10 long years...
He must no longer be on beat.
After 10 long years, Selena looked at K.R. and realized she was home.
Does it really say that?
Yes.
After 10 long years?
Yeah.
Oh, because her parents died when she was 8?
Man, how do you become the best assassin in the world?
Well, apparently Raina became a super famous singer in 10 years, so apparently 10 years is the thing here.
Yeah, but being a cool single who gets to the king is not the same as being the best assassin, it seems like. Because if you're just popular...
Remember, all the other assassins got killed.
They're trash, that's right.
And all the other assassins are in hell.
Man, this book is dumb.
It is. I'm once again peeved and frustrated and irritated. Also, I'm tired.
Yeah, that would do it to us. Okay. Okay, only 2 pages left.
Okay.
Well,
2 spreads? 4 pages?
Only 4 pages left.
Oh, this is going to be a long one.
Only 3 pages.
We're at about 30 minutes.
Do you want a break?
Let's pause starting recording just because the other ones that have been long have been kind of a pain to work with.
Okay, we'll be back with